Alright guys, this is going to be a little bit different video today. You are going to see cutting, and we are going to hear results, and getting the numbers from this particular M390 Dividend was just a byproduct of the testing that I did. And what testing did I do this time? Well, this time I used 4 different kinds of cardboard. So 4 different kinds of cardboard, which means 8 separate tests. A test on each particular cardboard, and then a verification test to make sure that, I can't remember if I've said it before, I come from a lot of cars and drag racing. Verification of a run on the drag strip, if all of a sudden, you know, if you get out there and the conditions are perfect and you make a pass, you know, and you run a 9-second flat quarter mile, but normally you run in 940s. If you can't back up that 9-second pass, then it's not considered valid. That's why I always, a minimum of 2 tests on any knife I do. And like I've mentioned, I'll continue to mention it till I start doing it. If I do more than 2 tests, I am really going to make an effort to record them, you know, record all the results and let you know that I did test it more than 2 times. So, all I'm going to cover about cardboard is there are ASTM standards for paper and cardboard. They're under the same section. If you want to know how cardboard's made, you can go watch Steve's video. Steve talks about it, how it's made, everything like that. I'm not going to do that. I knew there were some standards for it, but I did look into it further. And there's all kinds of things. Some of the tests they do to develop the standards on cardboard and paper are things, I'm going to list a few right here, and you know, things like the tensile breaking strength of perforations, the wet zero span tensile strength, tests determining tensile properties of paperboard, cardboard, the compressive strength, the tensile properties, constant rate of elongation, the wet breaking strength, puncture resistance, constant rate loading, stretch at break, and tensile energy absorption. Just fancy ways of saying other things. How does it crush? How does it stretch? How puncture resistant is it? How well is the box going to hold up, basically, or the cardboard? So, because I used 4 different kinds of cardboard, I did 8 total tests on this knife. So that's 8 more data points. I understand it's the same knife, but 8 more data points. 4 different kinds of cardboard. What I normally use. And this piece I've been using to rest stuff on. It is a little bit crushed. I did find cardboard that was generally the same thickness. You know, I measured it, I got it as close as possible, and I went ahead and tested. So, and while we're talking about it, since I haven't covered too much about how I test, this is what I use as my backstop. In some of my really early videos, you don't see this. I was just using a piece of cardboard, but I found this I don't know if it's a furniture mover or what it is, but it has memory foam on top, and it's perfect for doing the edge retention testing. Now, I just consider this like a modified pinch grip. This is how I cut. So, as you can see, we're not running the blade, especially when the 1-inch section is usually back here. We're not running the blade into anything, and if I do, it's foam. Now, yes, that does leave a little bit at the end of the cardboard. Well, the cardboard I always use is 8 3/8 inches tall. So, I have leeway, and I've measured it. You know, I take random samples and measure how deep am I cutting. And, you know, we're getting 8 to 8 1/8 inch cuts every single time on the normal tests. So, this is what I use. No worries about slamming the blade into anything. I'm not doing it on a cutting board, a table. Even though I'm on the workbench, I have this on top of a piece of cardboard. Plenty of cushion, memory foam. That's what I use. So 8 total times, 4 different cardboards. Let's watch some of the cutting, and then we'll come back and talk about the results. I do not have, the cardboard I used was my normal testing cardboard. I used cardboard from a Rubbermaid. Got a bunch of Rubbermaid carts at work, bought a bunch of new ones. I have a ton of boxes, 13.5 inches tall. And my third particular section of cardboard, I used, got a bunch of Chewy boxes from the dog food place. That was my third test cardboard. And my last test cardboard was from Office Max boxes. The office gets plenty of Office Max boxes at work. I have plenty of those to use also. So, like I said, I'd always use the same cardboard. This is something different. This is actually a test of cardboard, not necessarily just of a knife. So, let's watch the cutting, and then we'll come back and talk about what the results were. Okay, I understand there are only 3 clips of cutting. I have no idea what happened to the clips of the Chewy.com cardboard. I thought I hit record. Maybe I didn't hit record. All I know is I don't have the footage for it. If it's an issue, I'll be glad to rerun the test and post it for anyone that has an issue with it. So let's go ahead and talk about how this did. So, first cardboard, normal cardboard, same thing I use every time. Test number 1, got 118.6 feet fine edge and 185.3 feet working edge. Same cardboard as always. For the verification test, I got 121.3 feet fine edge and 192.6 feet working edge. That is less than a 4% difference. So we baseline the performance of the knife. After I tested this, it did get sent to Kurt. This is 60 HRC even. The next one, the Rubbermaid cardboard. On the Rubbermaid cardboard, same thing. Did it 2 times. The first test on that particular cardboard, the results were 122.4 feet fine edge and 189.5 feet working edge. Like I said, everything got verified. The verification test on the Rubbermaid cardboard, 124.5 feet fine edge, 192 feet working edge. Now, we're still under 5% variation now on 2 different types of cardboard. So, I took the Chewy.com cardboard. Same thing. And like I said, I can't remember if I mentioned at the beginning of the video, what I did is I used a 1-inch section about here, and then I used a 1-inch section about here. So I tested 2 different cardboard each time I did 1 sharpening on the knife. So try to make it as fair as possible for the test. I didn't have enough to use 4 separate inches of the blade to do each cardboard on 1 sharpening and then each cardboard on a 2nd sharpening. So on the Chewy.com cardboard, the first test on that particular cardboard, I got 117.5 feet fine edge and 191.5 feet working edge. Went ahead and verified it, and on that test I got 120 feet fine edge and 190 feet working edge. So after those 3 cardboards, and this was the Chewy.com cardboard, and here is my Office Max cardboard. This was the last one that I tested. On the Office Max cardboard, the first test I got 122 feet fine edge and 189 feet working edge. And on the second test, I got 124.5 feet fine edge and 195 feet working edge. Now, at no point in any of these cardboard we didn't even go over a 5% difference between the lowest and the highest numbers. Most of these are within 3%. One I think is within 4%, and another one is within 5%. There are standards for cardboard. When you're talking about the same thickness cardboard, and we're not talking about that recycled Chinese crap, you know, we're talking about cardboard you find in most dry goods, in most boxes. It's a wash, guys. There's no argument about cardboard. I mean, unless you're using some triple wall cardboard or some cardboard that's been wet and re-dried, some of that crappy recycled cardboard that you can find this stuff anywhere. So as far as results being different from cardboard, this shows that you can use all different kinds of cardboard and you're going to get repeatable results within an acceptable percent. This also adds a data point for the M390. I would have liked to see this 60 HRC do a little bit better. When I do post up the first batch of M390 knives, I know I keep talking about it. Like I said, guys, I gotta get through the individual testing first, so I don't give results away for knives that the videos haven't been posted yet. I found a pattern. I have 9 of these tested now, different Kershaw M390. Knockout, a bunch of dividends, a few links, all in M390. Definitely a trend on the Kershaw M390. So, hope this clears up some things about cardboard. This is one big reason why my results and Steve's results end up being close. That's why Tom's results end up being close. You know, you take stuff like the AUS 8 Rat 1. Tom doesn't do fine edge, but I believe the spread for working edge was less than 7%, and the spread for fine edge between Steve and I was something like 3%. That's why you can test at home and get repeatable results. I have guys that email me. They test their own stuff at home. They get results within single-digit percent of what I get. And I know Steve and I have talked about it. He has guys that test and email him as well. That's why you're able to get repeatable results. That's all I have for this. If you guys have any questions, put them down below. You want to discuss this further, be glad to talk about it down below. Send me a message on Instagram, send me an email, whatever. But that's all I have. 4 different kinds of cardboard and another data point for M390. As always, I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.